Hey guys, you're welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Trivera here as always and as usual. Guys, before we get into today's topic, I just want to take a moment to show off my hair. Guys, look at it. Do you like it? I'm totally in love with it and the vibe, the look it gave my face. I love everything. But let me know what you think about the hair in the comment section. Now, moving away from the hair, let's talk about the meat of today's topic. And the most sought after PPAs in Enugu. I'm talking to core members today. So the members of the National Youth Service Corps. And just in case you do not know, NYSC is a program. It's an essential or mandatory. I do not like to use the word mandatory because we've had issues of our leaders not even serving and they're in places of power, but it's something mandated for every Nigerian graduate to do post graduation. It's for a year. You serve your fatherland in fields related to your course of study or those far away from their courses of study. And I said that because we've seen engineers, economists, accountants, people in mostly non-medical fields being posted to schools to teach either junior secondary or senior secondary based on the discretion of the zonal headquarters, the zonal director or their local government inspector, whoever that does the posting. So, but it's done in a year. And this topic is today's video is for those of you that want to serve in Enugu or are already serving in Enugu, because by the time this video goes up, some of you are already at the orientation camp for this year's service. But without further ado, let's get into it. And I must warn, these videos are not in any particular order, so do not assume that the first PPA that I'll be recommending is the best on the list and the last is the least. No, it's just a random list that will give you insights into what you're doing, and you might find this very helpful depending on your motivation for your service here and what you hope to achieve with your service here. Okay, so let's get right into it. So now, number one on my list is EEDC, that is Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, otherwise known as Enugu Disco. That is the power company powering or supplying power or in charge of power for the 5 southeastern states, and the headquarters is right here in Enugu. So if you're looking for an opportunity to work in a structured, large organization, EEDC is a place that you might be. And when you think of EEDC, you shouldn't just think of wires, cables, rigging poles and all of that. No, it's a large organization with different departments and areas, so you can focus on customer service, secretarial work, admin, or even in the engineering or the IT or tech department or other departments. So it's a vast. Their building is as tall. It's one of the tallest buildings in Enugu, so it has many floors, different departments, a whole lot of things to do, and it also has a healthy working relationship. So if you're looking to start off your career in a structured place to understand how processes and structure go, and the whole functioning of power, managing clients and all that, EDC is a place you should go. And now the question of the day, what is their pay like? Currently, at the time of recording this video, I do not have an actual figure as to what they pay their core members. However, they give them stipend at the end of each month in addition to what the state and the federal government pays you. And moving away from that, the next perk of working here is that it's a service company. What that means is that they work throughout, including some holidays, depending on depending on the department you're working. However, they work on shift, so you get to work between 4 to 5 days a week and have your 2 days off. But it could rotate or fall into breaks, weekends and all that, but you have your time, and that depends on the department you're working. Talking about accommodation, no, they do not offer accommodation, but it is placed at a place where if you are within Enugu Urban or Enugu Metro, you can easily get to the place. It's located at Obara Avenue, so it's like a central place. It has various vehicles, be it the mass transit, be it the tricycle, whatever it is. It's not a place that you'd have difficulty going to if you are not mobile or if you're mobile. Okay, so that's all about that. And then retainership, they have 20 to 30% retainership option. So that means if you excel or you do very well while serving with them, there are 20 to 30% chances of being retained. There are a couple of people working with them that came in as core members. So like I said earlier in this video, it depends on your interest and your motivation. If you are there to while away your servicing, or if you are there with intentions and strategy, EDC is a place you should go. And of course, the actual pay for staff members are interesting and quite encouraging. So now moving away from AEDC, the next place I would recommend is UNTH. I am talking about University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Ituku Ozala. And first of all, the downside to this place is that it's not within Enugu Metro, but in Enugu State. It's in Ogu local government area. Yeah, Ituku is in Ogu. So it's between Ogu and Nkano. Well, that's like about 45 to an hour drive from the town. Yeah, it could be less than that depending on the speed and your means of transportation. However, UNTH is most likely going to take medical students. So you could be a medical doctor, a nurse, a radiologist, a lab scientist, everybody inside the or under the College of Medicine, including dentists and dental therapists and all that. So it's a place to look out for. And the experience here is that it gives you hands-on experience. I know a lot of medical students do internship or housemanship, so that has given them enough experience. But imagine adding this to your portfolio, working with consultants, working with professors, working with, people who have done this for years. It sort of puts you ahead of your peers. And retainership, it's actually quite low. That is because UNTH as a brand, as a company, as an organization is very competitive, even when it comes to regular regular applicants. So it's a very competitive place to work in, but the experience you're going to take away from there is rich, and also the reference that comes from there, because UNTH is globally recognized and is the teaching hospital of University of Nigeria. So if you're looking to further your academic studies or even your job out of Nigeria, UNTH is a place you could go, because any recommendation from there, propels you ahead of other people that are applying for the same opportunity as you are. Accommodation, no, they do not offer accommodation, though there are quotas for house officers and house officers and the resident doctors. So you could find your way into one of those, or you can live in one of the communities there. I mean, it is in a rural area, so cost of living is relatively low there, unless you want to commute from Enugu town to UNTH. I mean, a lot of people do that. If you find that comfortable and if your pocket agrees to that, something you can try, and I wish you luck with that. Now, moving away from UNTH, the next place you could consider is the Enugu State Broadcasting Service, also known as ESBS. ESBS is a media. I mean, when you hear broadcast, you should know what that means. It is the second largest, it's one of the largest media companies or corporations in Nigeria. It is state-owned, and when I say large, it's actually very large, and that comes with lots of departments, lots of places for you to experience hands-on, to get hands-on experience in the field you've chosen. That's I would advise or recommend this for those in mass communication or those interested in media production, IT, and everything related to mass communication. You should try your hands at ESBS. And another interesting thing is that ESBS gives you the opportunity to have hands-on field experience. So you have the opportunity to meet with people, interact, learn, and hone your skills as well. And it's located at Independence Layout, which is also central. So ESBS as a place, it's an actual bus stop on its own, right? So what that means is you do not have issues commuting. So if you're not mobile, once you alight from a bus, this is your place of work. So you don't have to haggle or trek miles away to get to your place, or find it difficult to locate the place. Okay, so retainership is also quite high, especially if you do well. And yeah, most of the time, if you do well, if you're strategic with your service here and you perform well, there are chances of being retained at ESBS. At ESBS. And accommodation, no, they do not offer accommodation. Right now, moving away from ESBS, another place I would recommend is LloydAnt. LloydAnt is it's a private-owned tech organization, and if you're a tech bro, a tech sis, or someone who is enthusiastic about tech, LloydAnt is a place you should look at. It's also in Independence Layout, and I recommend this place because of the work culture there, the human beings there, which we have like very young people, and they are very much open to taking people on, especially if you are ready to learn, and giving people opportunities. So it's a place where if you want to grow in what you're doing, it's a place you look out for. Accommodation, no, they do not offer accommodation. However, they have high chances of retainership. It's a place that has incubated a couple of tech people who are mostly currently now out of the country or doing great on their own. So if you show potentials, LloydAnt will retain you, and of course they pay between 40 to 50,000 naira per month for their core members. So it's a place you should take a look if you're in the tech space and if you're looking to grow your network, grow your skills, and most likely find a job afterwards. Okay. And moving away from LloydAnt, another place you could consider is Afia TV. So Afia TV is Southeast first digital TV and TV channel. They are on DSTV, Go TV, and across other digital platforms. And Afia TV is a place that is just filled with opportunities, right? So if you're in the broadcast space, if you're looking to grow as an IT person, tech, or even a videographer, cinematographer, even everything media related, After TV is a place you should consider because it gives you the opportunity to learn across field and just build your wealth of experience. And there is high chance of retainership at Afia TV because it's a place that is also incubating talent. So if you show dedication, if you show excellence in what you're doing and you're strategic with your positioning while you are there with them, I mean, you have a very high. I mean, I think out of every list I've outlined today, Afia TV is the highest when it comes to retainership, but that is dependent on the value you bring. So do not go there while away your time and expect them to retain you simply because you served. No, if you have potentials, if you show dedication, Afia TV is a place to retain. So when you talk about accommodation, yes, Afia TV Afia TV does offer accommodation, but it's on a temporary basis. So if you're coming in and you do not have a place to settle in first, there are chances of being accommodated for a while until you figure yourself out and get yourself an accommodation. Talking about pay, yes, they do pay between 30 to 50,000 naira per month for core members. And what else is located in a place that is located along Okbara Avenue, so commuting would not be a problem. Okay. Now moving away from Afet TV, there is no other place. Do not mean that there are no other great places you can work in Enugu State. There are. All you have to do is to ask questions, do your research well, and while you are serving, make sure you bring value to the place you're posted and to yourself. 1 year is short and a long time for you to develop yourself, grow your network, and be useful to yourself and the society at large. And it's like on your way next time, please have a nice time. But before that, if there are places you feel are very top rated, they have accommodation, they have high pay, retainership, and good experience for core members, please drop it in the comment section so that we can all learn and help ourselves out here. Until next time, do have a lovely day. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with your friends and your fellow core members, and I'll see you in my next episode. And the next episode is about you core members as well. Bye.